So just so you guys know, this is my channel, Angelo-Christian Real Estate Insider. We're a direct nationwide lender, as pretty much everybody knows that watches us. And the Middleton family, we closed on their loan last month. So yeah, Ken, I would like you to just kind of rewind a little bit. And because when we first met like a year ago, it was a different situation, right? And so if you could kind of share with us kind of like, your journey along the, the home buying process and kind of what happened.
Sure. So we had owned a couple of homes years ago, and through getting downsized in the late 90s, we ended up in a rental situation, making a good income and then have to start over again. About a year, and as an independent contractor, I learned a lot of things working in corporate and decided to do some things on my own. So I ran my own business, and there's a lot of ups and downs with that as well. About a year ago, we were about to go on vacation out of the country right before coronavirus. And I was going to an appointment. I'll never forget this day. I was going to an appointment. I got there a little early, so I pulled over into an elementary school and I looked online. I was interested in low doc loans to see if those things were even available anymore. Stated income. So I just typed in low doc loans, and I came across your video. And I started watching and I thought, wow, this is put together very well, very professional, high energy, a lot of good content. Mm-hmm. And at the end, I saw a phone number pop up and I thought, okay, I'll give a call. I'll probably get a voicemail and somebody will get back to me a year from now. So I left a message and I started up the engine and started heading out towards my appointment. Within 10 minutes, I got a phone call from you, Angelo, and I thought, that was pretty impressive that the person in charge actually monitors the messages and took the time to actually return the call.
Right.
So you gave me a lot of good information. And I think I shared with you at the time, we were just preparing for the process. We would be on vacation. And I was thinking when I said this, hey, I'm going to call you back. I promise. You were probably thinking, I was thinking you were thinking, yeah, I heard that 100 times before. But when we went out, we were in Saigon that year, and we were looking at a lot of homes online. Mm-hmm. And the company was talking about relocating to Texas area. So we started looking at houses in Texas. Yeah. Coming from California, that was very impressive because there's a big difference in what you pay in California.
Oh, right. Right.
Absolutely. Night and day. They just nickel and dime you in Cali, and we just worked kind of over Cali. The fires and all the taxes, et cetera.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we did a lot of research, and one thing that was interesting was we would save a house that my wife looked. I told her basically she can pick it out. It's her decision. And then we go back to look at it, and it was offer pending. So I thought, wow, it's pretty a hot market right now. So fast forward a couple of months later, we started getting some paperwork together, and I wanted to make sure my credit score was higher because I was trying to find out what had changed since coronavirus because we were entering into a new normal at the time. So a couple months later, we reconnected again, reached out to you, and you told us what to do. And so we started doing the paperwork and filling out the information and started getting our ducks in a row. As you all know, there was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of highs and lows, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And coronavirus provided its own special set of unique challenges.
Right. And so now, I mean, you guys, successfully closed on your home, right? And
yes, we were so happy.
Yeah, and I know that we have some pictures of that, and it's a lovely home here in Texas. And so, the thing that I'm so excited about, and again, why I think your story is so powerful to me is because I remember during the loan process that there was a time where you wanted to throw in the towel.
There was a couple of ups and downs, and I was getting a little frustrated with the process with the IRS and the delay that they were taking and blaming it And it was a legitimate issue, blaming it on coronavirus. And I remember getting very discouraged one night. I'll be honest with you.
Sure.
I was walking. It was late in the evening. It was at night, actually. And I sent you a text message or an email, and I thought, maybe we should just call it in and forget about the whole thing, because it didn't. It seemed to be. It's kind of. I was just mentally. I was in a bad position or a bad spot, just feeling about the whole thing.
Hmm.
So I sent the message, and I thought he's going to look at that tomorrow sometime or the next day. Within about another 10 minutes or less, I got a response, and it was a video. And you said, keep the faith and check out this video. So I started watching the video. And I thought to myself, as I was listening to the testimony of the homeowner, who was also an entrepreneur, independent contractor, I started saying to myself, that's not fair, man. That's a setup. Because I got drawn into the story, and it was very powerful. And he talked about a lot of things that I could relate to. And I thought, okay, I got my energy back. I got my focus back. Let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's the thing that I think that it's important that we're honest with what happened with the situation. And then we looked at, because the key thing that I see that happens with a lot of people, and not just buying a house, but in life, is that they sell themselves short and they give up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and the thing is that the biggest thing that, testimony to me building my company, or even closing on your home loan, that theme, that underlying theme, is always there: to never give up, never surrender.
That's right.
For something that you want, just because you're tired doesn't mean you quit. And you go get rest, you get in a better state, you get re-energized, you get your mind back, and you get focused, and you keep pushing. And that's what we did. There was a time when the seller didn't want to extend any longer, and they're playing games and all this. And we didn't know what the IRS was going to do in California. It took forever, but we just never gave up. We kept pushing. And it's just kind of like how I always use that analogy of the river and the boulder. And you have this big boulder sitting in the middle of the river, and it can't move that boulder, but that stream keeps pushing against it for years and years and years and years. And finally, it gets enough momentum with the energy of the water to push that boulder downstream.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stop. And that's how it's the metaphor for our lives. That I think that, there's a phrase in the Bible that says, God's delays are not God's denials.
That's right. That's right.
And I do believe that.
And my wife and I, we're devout Christians, and we believe the word. But it's still, it can be a stressful time. Your emotions get involved, and your heart's involved, mm-hmm. and you feel like you're doing all the things you're asked and required to do. And I know a lot of people that have gone through the process said, or one person in particular said to me, when he was going through it, it was probably one of the most stressful times in his entire life, that 3 months or whatever amount of period of time it was. And we just, we talked a lot. You and I talked a lot. You were really good. One thing I was really impressed with your team is they were really good with technology, mm-hmm. using the internets and the text messages. And I might have said a couple of frustrating things at once or another, because it can be a stressful time.
Yeah.
But the reward outweighs the energy and the effort that we put into it. And so we are very fortunate. We're very blessed. We got the house of our dreams. My wife picked it out, and it's just awesome.
Yeah. That's a great story, man. I love that. You guys had this idea, this dream to move down to another state, make a transition, help your company grow. And then you guys got to pick out your home. And the thing that, again, to me is that, because, we see, we get thousands of people that we service every month for a mortgage. And a lot of them, and not every file, but a lot of people, they look at the process, or they get stressed and they get very frustrated. And I always will reference, hey, you're 2 feet away from gold.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Now's the time to keep pushing. And a lot of times, because the way these transactions are handled now, like, I don't physically see you, you're not in my office. There's a lot of skepticism if this is real or what's really happening here. And
Yeah.
because we're being asked to do all these things, and it is a very frustrating time. And the reason why I thought it was so important to display with your situation, because you guys didn't give up and you got what you wanted in the end. And like you said, it's the amount of pressure and challenges that you had to go through is far suppressed compared to the great reward of your family owning a home right now. And I think that that's really the metaphor for life, and for getting what you want. Because there's a lot of people, man, they give up, they quit,
Mhm.
and I can't. I don't know. One of my favorite movies, Rocky. And that's the movie that changed my life. And so when I see people quit, it breaks my heart. And I didn't want you to quit that day, and that's why I sent that to you, because I knew that I could, inspire you by showing you someone else that was in your situation, and they closed. They didn't give up. And because that makes all the difference in your life. Because imagine if you would have gave up that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
And for us, it wasn't. We had the money, we had the deposit, we spent a lot of money, we invested a lot of money, and we were right there, right at the finish line, and it just seemed like it wasn't going to happen. But being being able to work with the team like yours, that you guys didn't quit either. So I didn't want to be the one that said, "Well, I'm the guy with the bad attitude."
yeah,
But again, the reward is
yeah,
was the motivating factor. So what was interesting to us, when we actually came to Texas to spend some time, we just fell in love with the neighborhood.
right,
Um, it was an established neighborhood. The homes were built years ago. They all looked like mansions. And that was always an encouragement to look back at the pictures, to be able to say, "No, this is what we're going after. This is where we're going. We're
yeah,
going into literally something that's 3 or 4 times the size of what we. This
right,
is the biggest house we've ever had."
yeah. Yeah, no, the area that you got is great. I mean, that's a very established, high end, great area. I mean, and you're right for the value, because we lend in California too. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, what people. I mean, it's Houston is hot, but like California is just. I don't know, like, what part of California were y'all in?
Sacramento.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's you can't. I mean,
Can't do nothing in there.
no, it's just ridiculous. And then the people are paying way over asking.
Yep.
And it doesn't even make any sense. But no, I mean, no, I think that's good. So you had a vision, and you followed through on the vision. And that to me is why I look at you as the star and honor you and your family, because you're a man that had an idea, you had a goal, and you followed through with that, regardless of what was thrown at you from either the crap from the IRS or from this or that, or the lending and give me this, give me that, and the seller and the realtor. And you said, no, I'm going after it. And that's a beautiful story to me. It's something that's worth paying tribute to, because not everybody's like you. A lot of people they can't deal with it. And, and it's just an amazing thing to me. You're a man of power, man of God, and you kept pushing. And it's amazing.
It's not just me. I appreciate that. It's not just me. I have a good supporting cast. My wife is a good sounding board too, because she was a little discouraged that I was spending a lot of money. And when the deal fell off the table, she was concerned that you're going to lose your Earnest money. And I thought, at $5,000, that's a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But to walk away from a deal, but it worked out.
Yeah.
And we were able to. I thought it was over. I really thought it was over. And everybody, even the realtor, she got the guy back to the table, and everything you can think of. It had everything but the kitchen soup
Mhm.
in this deal. It just seemed like we were being challenged, and that's okay, because nothing worthwhile comes easy.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's the main thing. The main story that I'm so honored and humbled for you to take the time with me today to do this, and I want this video to be an inspiration, for all the other people that watch it, because they're going through this process, or they will go through this process in the future, and I want them to look back at it and say, hey, the Middletons did it. They closed on their home. I can do it too. And
Right.
and that's the thing, is that we make content that's inspirational for other people as a reference to have them keep going. And just as the Bible does, or just like the movie I was talking about, Rocky, it's something that inspired me to change my life. I don't know if you know my story. I grew up,
I listened to it. It's very inspirational.
Yeah. So, so I like, displaying inspirational stories. And so I really appreciate you, taking the time today to, talk us about your transition, to becoming a homeowner here in Texas. And I look forward to actually physically meeting you in person. My office is right here, so I'm not too far from you now. I'm right behind that office. That picture behind me is my office on the top floor.
Wow.
Of that building. And right here, I'm on I-10 and Beltway 8. So I'm not too far from you. And so
Awesome.
If you're ever in the area, I'm always there pretty much every day except Sunday. And so, you can always stop by and come see me. And I know that you have aspirations to get into real estate. So, I'm happy to help in any way that I can.
Well, one thing that impressed me about you is your story. Those are the things that we talk about in sales. You can go from being impoverished to being a multimillionaire. A lot of it depends on your attitude, your focus, and how much work you're willing to put into the opportunity.
That's right.
Trying to explain that to someone else, sometimes the best way of explaining it is telling your own story.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I tell my team every day before we get started. There's three things. There's attitude, effort, and listening are the three things that are going to determine how well you perform. How good is your attitude? How much effort did you put in? Are you listening?
That's right.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's awesome, man. I'm really proud of you guys, and it's a really amazing thing. And so, like I said, if I can do anything else to help add more value to you and your family's life, always reach out to us. And I'm really appreciative for you being on the show today, Mr. Middleton. And I wish you all the best, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and your family. And so, thank you so much for coming on the show.
By the way, did I tell you we got a 9-foot Christmas tree?
I did. Oh, wow. Well, you can probably, you can have a big tree like that now, because
That's right.
You can do that. So that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's that's another thing too. I mean, normally we'd be at your house doing a appliance giveaway. If this COVID thing wasn't here, that's normally what would be. I'd be at your house right now looking at it. So
I'll still accept it in the mail.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely get you a Christmas present. So, and maybe after all this stuff blows away, we can come hang out. So,
no problem. Absolutely.
So, thank you so much for being on the show today, and God bless you and your family. And
thank you for everything. And next thing is help me get one of those Testarossas or Lamborghinis.
Lamborghini, yeah. We can definitely help you. We try to help the people to do that. I know you have your eye on real estate, and I don't know what you're thinking, whether it be an investor or lender or realtor, but yeah, definitely hit me up, because we help a lot of those people. I have clients that are multi-billionaires to first-time investors, and we give the capital to all those different type of people. I mean, it's the money's out there. I mean, it's crazy. So, whenever you have time, just message me and let me know what you're thinking and what you want to do, because we have investor lines of credit if you're thinking about getting into flipping, or so just hit me up, and I'm happy to help you in any way I can.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, okay, brother. You take care. Thank you so much for everything. Take care.
You.
All right, later, sir.
Talk to you.
Bye. Bye.